to look at it through the lens of girls and women and how we can contribute to your agenda. So we're not about saying what you're not doing correctly. We're not about showing where some countries are falling down on the job. We're about positive solutions that come from these 21 girls that can be global in nature, but very much local in delivery. And that's where I think we also connect, is your system or your method of how you get change to happen locally. So what we do is we invite one girl from each G20 country plus one girl from Africa. It's an open invitation. We work with our partners to disseminate the campaign. The girls have to be between the ages of 18 and 20 at the time of the summit. They come and they have the first day of orientation where they get a Google workshop and they learn how to navigate the digital world. They get a workshop from Edelman PR, which will show them how to be media savvy and present themselves. And then the next day, they basically go to the summit and they start with a panel that is on the issue of women and girls as innovators. We have Deloitte, Intel, the leading transplant surgeon of the world coming to talk to them about what needs to be done to get more girls into this place, but also to challenge them to say, what is it that we need to do to make space? The girls will then hear from a number of different bloggers this year who were involved in the Middle East uprisings, and that will be called Using Your Voice for Political Change, again another theme that we share. And then the next day they will hear from a social point of view the issue of the commoditization of girls and women, and we'll be dealing with sex trafficking and child marriage. So what we try to do is we bring together these group of girls who face many different issues in different ways. We give them agenda, we give them a skill set, so everything from the Google skills to the media skills, and then we put on top of that business analysis skills. Then we put them in a room by themselves with a rapporteur, a recorder, a researcher, and they come up with ideas. It's not about us telling them what the idea is, it's based on what they've learned over the last 3 days. What do they think needs to be done globally and locally, and what can they commit to doing when they go back to their countries? So it's a very grassroots initiative. Clearly, we lobby very hard to make sure that the global leaders, the ambassadors, the Sherpas, the finance ministers know what the suggestions of the girls are. And we hope that while we don't seek meetings with the G20 leaders, and we don't ask to be on their communique, that we're hoping that we make an impression. Now last year we had 128 million global media impressions. We know that we got our communique to every G20 leader. There's a sneaky way to do that. We'll talk about that offline sometime if you ever wish. But the point is, we created something. We invited 21 amazing young women, girls, to come and to participate, to take their lens, their view, their experiences, to hear from others who share perhaps similar experiences, maybe they're very different, but to come together as a group and say, world leaders, if you're serious about your challenges, you need to listen to girls and women, and here's what we suggest. I'm happy to report that coming out of last year's summit, 6 initiatives came out of those discussions, and these girls are hard at work making sure that they didn't just come to a summit. They came to a summit, they found partnerships, they went back home, and they're implementing some of the suggestions they had put in place. So it's a very much a, let's get together and then let's see something happen. Now there's an alumni of these 21 girls, they will join another 21 girls this year, and we'll hope to have that domino effect going. So basically what we like to think about Girls 20 is what some might call a subtle way of doing advocacy. And again, I go back to the point that we're not looking to have meetings with G20 leaders. We're not looking to be on their agenda. We want them to see our agenda, see our solutions, and act on those. This leads me really nicely into the issue of partnerships. Although the Girls 20 Summit is an initiative born of the Belinda Stronach Foundation, we have managed to bring together over 50 different national and international partners. And the reason we did this was, we can only do so much, and we know that everyone has limitations. We're based in Canada, we're internationally active, but it's organizations like yours that are on the ground that we call dissemination partners. If we don't give you the campaign to give out, then we don't get the benefit of the girls who are associated with your group to apply to come and be delegates at the Girls 20 Summit. So Elaine and I have been talking about how we ensure that next year, the applications are closed for this year, how do we ensure next year that girls that are associated with WAGGGS have an opportunity to apply? I think that's incredibly important. Literally 18 to 20, 5 questions, all evaluated by a group of really amazing people. It's not about how smart you are, it's not about your wealth, it's not about who you know, it's about who you are and your ideas. Among our partners, I'd like to mention a few. We have Google, Edelman, the MasterCard Foundation. We do have the Girl Guides of Canada, I'm happy to say. We have Plan, Bono's One, the Tony Blair Faith Foundation, the Nike Foundation, Norton Rose, Warchild, Intel, Deloitte. I mention those because it shows you a really nice cross section. Partnership means to us, not about funding, in some cases it is, but I'm happy to say also we match every dollar we raise. It's about what can you bring to the table. It's about your networks, it's about your knowledge, and that's how we come up with our partnerships.